This is attempt two. I have no idea what happened with my computer, but hopefully it doing good or
Are you so? Are you? No, you just went live.
what?
Okay, cool.
What?
I'm like trying to tweet. Sorry.
Okay.
Let me. Then I'm gonna send out that next link. So have to go back to your channel, find it again. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. You should schedule them so that there's like a link.
Uh,
Yeah.
was more like a sudden one. Failed.
Yeah, well, that one.
Okay, one moment.
Ugh. Tweet limits.
Okay. So found an article thing.
Oh my word. Ah, I hate tweet limits. They're so annoying. Um, 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 um. Okay, so
Hmm.
marking Dodd went pee. You got an article
Okay.
up? Oh, this. Uh, I read this. It was weird.
Okay.
All
So
right, go
should I
for
wait
it.
till Markin gets back or start with the article?
Eh, you can start it. He'll jump in. He'll figure it out.
Harvey Weinstein is just another case of a powerful man abusing a woman because we live in a society that lets him get away with that, but we can change that. I honestly believe people would will go with this type of face, but okay.
What?
He just doesn't look like a pretty man.
Oh, Harvey Weinstein? No, he's an no-go.
Yeah, but anyways. Weinstein's sexual abuse shocked you, then you're dangerous ignorant to reality. I'm sure that's an unbiased resource, independent. I'll to every 90 and one out of every six women will deal with a rape or attempted rape time, and 90% of rape victims are women. If that is true, reduced it from 1 out of 5 to 1 out of 6, I guess. You still there or
Yep.
okay? Okay, so I'm a Muslim and a civil rights activist with a special interest in advocating for women's rights. There's a conundrum there. My advocacy is informed not just by the law, but the strategies entailed in the Islamic teachings and Prophet Muhammad's examples to sexual abuse. Yes, the cancer of sexual abuse against women we see in Christian majority still is prevalent in Muslim majority Pakistan, but also Hindu majority India and state atheist China. I thought China was like Confucianism or whatever for their religion. Who said men worldwide are failing in our responsibility to end sexual abuse and gender because it's all on men. Sorry, I don't pre-read these articles, so I have no idea what they're about. But
The
I
cancer
don't
of
know,
sexual abuse
like
against
this.
women, is that weird?
Yeah. But the thing is, if this is something that's also prevalent in a Muslim majority country, how is
Keep
Islamic?
going.
Okay. I understanding two facts. A woman's attire, alcoholic intake, marital status, and education value do not contribute to abusive men do. Secondly, sexual abuse doesn't happen in a vacuum. Society, social norms, media, and government is complacent in promoting the rape culture that sexual abuse. Okay.
Oh God, do I have to fucking deal with stats?
Like retarded stuff. It's like you don't need stats. It would like be
Well, no, like the RAINN stats on sexual assault are just grossly fucking misinterpreted.
that I think I remember seeing someone debunk them.
Yeah, unfortunately, Permutations of Ninjas, the Tumblr blog that actually did debunk it, long since gone, and I haven't been able to find an archive link for them.
I remember seeing a YouTuber who was doing a review of a certain episode, and he went over the RAINN stats and kind of debunked.
I haven't seen that, but yeah. Basically, it boils down to RAINN is like I'm just going to look at 90% of rape victims are women. Okay, that would be because up until 2012, the FBI definition of rape did not include anything other than, and I will quote, the unlawful carnal knowledge of a woman.
Yeah.
Correct.
Let's just start right fucking there.
Here's the thing. There's an awesome book called How to Lie with Statistics.
It's also a great blog.
How to Lie with Statistics?
If you type How to Lie with Statistics into Google, it gives you a guy that I believe is a statistician, but I'm not 100% sure that's what he does. But yeah, like he's got a 2-part blog on like basically it boils down to 100% of people that ate tomatoes before 1850 are dead. Therefore, if you consider that 100% of people that ate tomatoes before 1875 are also dead, tomatoes are clearly lethal.
I can't find the blog. Send me the link to the blog. But the guy who wrote the book is called Daryl Huff. Really saying he just went through a bunch of like common statistics. It's like a 94-page book, and it's definitely worth a read.
It's How to Lie and Mislead with Rape Statistics, specifically.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, shoot me that link in a DM.
I'll just put it in the side chat because that'll work.
I don't have side chat.
God damn it, woman!
I'm on mobile.
On what?
Fine.
I'm on mobile. Yeah, I know you're fussy.
I haven't gotten laid in a considerable amount of time. I am really fussy.
Neither have I, but I'm not that fussy because I'm drunk.
I'm drunk. Makes it worse for guys.
Yeah, but then there's whiskey dick. That's so That's so disappointing. Like that makes me so like irate. Like when I'm drunk and
when you're
here, I'm here, and like, let's go.
What's going on over there?
Yeah, and especially when I'm naked and I'm not getting the response that I need. 1, I feel fat and ugly and gross, and 2, I get so irate. I'm just like, just get out. Don't even look at me. Just get out. Leave. Part of the perks of not living with the people that you date, I guess.
Sorry, I get the link to you.
Nice.
Oh, and the guy that has the blog thing about how to lie and mislead with rape statistics, he also has a blog post on specifically on like what do we know about false accusations.
Yeah.
Very cool.
One of the key things to note is that the 2% quote that feminists come up with repeatedly is attributable to a feminist. It has no actual basis in anything. It's just literally made up out of nowhere. The only statistics that I have actually found that reference any concrete number are FBI
crime reported. Yeah.
And only for the years of 95, 96, and 97. That is the only years in which they mention false reporting at all.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like a false report doesn't necessarily have to pertain to.
Well, the bigger problem is that using the term false reporting also is an unclear term.
Right.
There's unfounded reports, which are, let's take the example of the British lesbian woman that it was 11 or 17 or however many false reports she engaged in. All of those reports are unfounded. There is no basis in reality at all. And then there are confused reports. I think that's what they call them. If I'm wrong, forgive me, but basically they amount to reports that would fall under, say, California law, where if Allie and I go to California and we both have some booze, and then I fall on her repeatedly, even if she's consented, if somebody else reports that she went home with me drunk, I could be charged with rape.
Which is ridiculous.
That's not technically a rape.
Right.
So according to the FBI in those 3 years, their accounting of unfounded is 8%, which is 400% greater than any other reported index crime.
Yeah. The thing is, I think people. Awesome. I think the thing is that a lot of people just they're so wanting to be like, listen and believe, listen and believe. We saw that with the Daniel Holtzclaw case, which I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's like a huge.
That was the dude that was like, he's like actually half Asian.
Yeah.
He's a half Asian.
He's a cop, and he's
something. And people were screeching, "That's white supremacy." He's half Asian.
He's Asian.
Well, beyond that, the man was put in jail for 263 years, I believe it was.
Now, to be fair,
with no DNA evidence.
To be fair, it was a railroaded case too.
Yes.
So there's
they're working on appealing and whatever, and I hope they do.
The Innocence Project has something like a 40% success rate based on DNA evidence. That's 40% of cases are proven to have been at a minimum. I'm not saying that they're false reports. I'm saying that they are misidentified perpetrators. There could legitimately have been a rape. However, the person that was put through the court system was not the person responsible in 40% of the cases they've handled.
Right. It's just because people are so want to listen and believe. Like, and
that's
for someone like
easy. It's easy to something.
Hang on, I got something for this. Hang on.
It's
just gotta find it.
To just hearing and just.
It's because everyone screeches that, oh, how could you ask somebody what they were wearing, or oh, how could you do this, or how could you do that? Okay, investigators ask you what you were wearing because they may or may not need to test those clothes. They may or may not need to know.
Nowadays, with the advent of closed circuit television, they may need to be able to
identify you.
You actually pick up the various footage that shows you in that clothing. mean, let's look at what I've got on the screen here. How does this culture, particularly the men, react to the rape of women? As a rule, with hostility and vengeance, often with insanity. Men who are raped or who are imagined to have raped have been lynched, shot, stabbed, beaten to death, and to near death. They are scorned and reviled by other men. Prosecutors make careers incarcerating rapists and often pursue their jobs with excessive zeal, punishing the innocents in the mindless pursuit of the guilty, all to great public satisfaction. Even the mere accusation of rape without evidence or corroboration destroys reputations, careers, and invites violence against the accused. It is the one crime of which most men would fear being accused of because of the horrific consequences it assures will visit their lives. I mean, I'm not going to defend Brock Turner. What Brock Turner did was reprehensible. However, the reason that he got a 6-month sentence and was let out early was because the California state statutes did not consider digital penetration to be rape. Under the FBI definition, at that time, he would have been tried and convicted of rape. So specifically, the DA responsible for that case had to try him under a lesser charge. And if you look at the reaction of people in front of his parents' house, there were people holding up signs, "I will rape Brock Turner so he knows how it feels."
I've actually heard people say that they'd rather be raped than be falsely accused of rape.
I would.
I mean, there's 2 cases in the UK where young men have been accused of rape falsely and demonstrably falsely, and they have committed suicide. In the one case, the 55-year-old mother of the young man accused, she committed suicide on the anniversary of his suicide. 1 year after he committed suicide, she killed herself. And it was a demonstrably false accusation.
It is, because once you're, okay, as somebody who has been through this, and I will never, because I didn't do my due prudence and I did not report any of it to the police, regardless of what that reason happened to be, I didn't do what I was supposed to do, and I will never stand up any place and accuse any one person of what happened to me. And it was hard, it was horrible, and it was hard, and it was horrific, and I get that. But it was my choice, and I didn't make that choice. I have to live with that, and if it happens to somebody else, hopefully they do better. But where I'm at, like, I couldn't be responsible for, firstly, going after the fact, like a whole bunch of shit happened, and then I ended up needing a lawyer, and he was like, well, what's wrong with you, and like, why are you so, you know, like this, and then basically boiled down to battered woman syndrome, and going to therapists and whatever. And he asked me if I would like to press charges, and I told him no, because I was afraid that at that point there was no DNA evidence. There was no, I mean, there was photographs, but nothing to say that it was him who did it. And I didn't want to go through the process of accusing someone and then being put on trial, my testimony being put on trial. Now, fast forwarding, my choice was to try to protect myself a little bit. I was threatened with death. I was, you know, constantly in a position where I didn't feel safe with this person. And
you run the risk of being harmed further if you pursue any kind of legal action. Right.
And so that's the reason that initially I didn't go to the police, because it's not easy when somebody is telling you that if you do it, they're going to kill you regardless. And
or they're going to harm members of your family, which is a thing that gets done.
Right. Yeah. You know, or I mean, yeah, like I remember having people, when I was getting death threats after he broke up with me, in email, and I was having people drive around my house, and you know, like all of his friends had guns. I've had guns held up to my head, and you know, whatever, all kinds of bullshit. But like, I remember confronting him where we worked, and I said, I'm going to call the police. And he said, you're not going to call the police because I'm going to make you fucking shut up. And I went home and I was like, there's nothing I can do. And like, my friends are like, call the police. And I'm like, no, he has friends. I don't know what his friends are going to do. I don't, you know, like, here's all these emails with legitimate death threats, you know, legitimate threats on my life. And, you know, if you don't stop doing this, then this is going to happen. And, you know.
But we're supposed to be worried about Brianna Wu telling us that
Right.
she received whatever threats. Well, here's the thing. When legitimate threats are brought forward, they have to be balanced against the threats that are presented spuriously by individuals.
Right.
And,
and
there's a difference between saying we need to value due process and we need to protect victims. I mean,
right.
there's a balance there. That picture I showed, there's only one crime worse than being accused of rape, and that's being accused of sexually harming a child.
Right.
And if you were put in jail for if you were put in jail for harming a child sexually, you are the bottom of the food chain.
Well, a lot of those people they end up either severely maimed or dead in jail. And that's why a lot of them end up on
sexually. You are just barely a notch up.
Right. Well, that's why a lot of them end up on parole, and that is because
they have to let them out.
It's too dangerous to.
Because otherwise they're going to die. And that, I mean, especially in a place like Florida where you've got Rick Scott in charge, who is not known for his fucking he's not known for anything resembling a logical policy, let alone a progressive one. I mean, I don't live in fucking Florida, and I have no respect for Rick Scott or his wife. They are reprehensible human beings.
Yes. There are some things that Rick Scott has done.
Rick Scott put his holdings in his wife's trust, so that when he took the office of governor, that all of his private holdings in public prisons and mental health were not technically conflicts of interest.
Right.
And they literally, like, if you can qualify under any standard as rehabilitated, you are fucked off out of the system. So I don't have, like, I'm from Canada, where I sincerely believe that, like, if you have a person that is damaged, you should probably try to help them. And the standard for we have helped a person is, does it look like you're going to be an immediate threat to people right now? Well, no. How about in the next couple of weeks? Yeah. Well, no. All right, out you go.
See, that's how I feel a lot about mental health. Is like, so I had a friend who committed suicide when she was 18. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and immediately following her, it was like 3 months, 6 months down the road, insurance ran out. So we can't keep her in the mental hospital anymore, but she's not ready for release, but there's no money to keep her. So they just tossed her out. 6 months later, she took a shotgun and blew her head off. That to me is wrong. Like, what, I mean, when you say like, oh, we're here to help people. Oh, we're not going to do that. Oh, it happens all the time.
And like, I'm a minarchist. I sincerely believe the government needs to fuck right off in most things. But in cases where you have people that are fundamentally incapable of succeeding by their own means, right?
They can't function.
Yeah, whether that be a person with bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, Down syndrome, whatever. I really don't get, whatever it is, if they are fundamentally incapable of being a contributing member to society, and set a reasonable threshold. I have no problems with my taxes supporting them. If that support means that they are individuals that are given the option to succeed as best as they are capable.
Yeah.
And people will screech, oh, you're a right winger. You don't want people to have healthcare. No, I'm absolutely fine with fucking healthcare, especially mental health care. I mean, That whole Zoe Quinn fucking Gamergate. Oh my God, I cheated with 5 guys and my ex didn't like that I didn't wear a condom and he blew that up. Bitch, I'm sorry. You risked his fucking life. You were busy getting dick from every other angle to further your professional career. I kind of agree with Aaron because I don't like the concept of somebody dragging other people's dicks into our bedroom. I think I'm fairly justified in that.
Yeah.
I think there's just too much of this. Listen and believe, because why would somebody lie about it? Well, because it hurts the other person. That's 100% of what it is. And when I sat down with my lawyer, that was the first thing that he said. He said, your ex filed a restraining order. If you do anything about this now, and even though he filed that restraining order in retaliation for you saying you wanted him to stop with the death threats, he put all this stuff in here.
I explained to you the very loose basics of what is going on in my life. And there is a reason that I'm not bringing that up. Because I am not, regardless of whether or not I am permitted, theoretically, to comment on it, I am not handing ammunition to somebody. Full stop.
Right.
And I have spent the last 5 weeks very, very upset. I mean, upset to the point where it has been a fairly constant struggle to not go to another country and do things that I will never be able to live down, let alone reconcile. I could reconcile it, no fucking problem. I can justify and rationalize with the best of them. That does not help right now.
Right.
And that does not cure that other person that's fucking with my life, and that does not make me feel any better.
No, it won't. And that's the issue is, and like I said, when I sat down with him, the first thing he said is, it's going to look like you're being retaliatory. So regardless of what happened to you at this point, it's a wash. And so for so many people to start beating that drum, listen and believe, it's like you can't, because there are people out there who do shitty, fucked up stuff to people just because they can. Because why not? Because what's going to happen to them? What's the worst thing that can happen to them? He got a fine for perjury. Like, I mean, big fucking deal. You know what I mean? So like, at the end of the day, like, why would you put your trust in somebody's word? The only person that you should ever trust is yourself. You should never, and it certainly shouldn't be a hinge on due process. Like, oh, especially that Title IX shit. I don't know when Title IX became this, well, I did a video about the history of Title IX. When it became about sexual harassment and sexual assault, it was for equal pay and equal jobs initially on college campuses, because women were losing jobs that were going to men, and there were formalized complaints that this was actually happening. It was a thing that was actually happening. It wasn't just, made up bullshit like we would do today.
Was in 2011.
Right. And so like for me, playing sports through school, like, I took massive advantage of Title IX. So then to turn around in 2011 and you're like, now it pertains to sexual assault. So without due process, you can suspend somebody when somebody just goes up there and says, this kid, did this, that, and the other. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's insane. It's creating kangaroo court.
And that's the problem, is that the way that it was warped was that women are unnecessarily facing gender-based discrimination because college campuses are not acting on theoretically legitimate reports of and this is one of the things that bothers me. It on college campuses
doesn't matter. There's a legal way to do that.
And that's my problem, is that college campuses outside of the law enforcement degrees or whatever they call them, the police sciences usually, most of the students are not, and most of the faculty are not trained to handle investigatory processes. I mean, like, and it bugs me because, you know what? I don't necessarily agree with the Dean Esmes of the world who say that I will automatically act to ensure jury nullification if I'm ever called to jury for a rape or sexual assault case, because that's not actually serving due process. But the fact of the matter remains, like, I mean, in the UK right now, the head of the Crown Prosecutor's Office is seeking to eliminate the rape shield laws for the accused, but not for the accuser. So in the UK, if this goes through, what will happen is, oh, well, that guy was accused previously in a campus situation with no due process, and we can bring that up in court.
Right.
But a girl that walks into a club and literally on her way in, clearly loaded to the gills, having clearly drunk a considerable amount, if she walks up and she starts grabbing guys by the groin and says, I need a dick tonight, I need a dick tonight, I need a dick tonight, that's not permissible evidence.
Right.
Even if he goes home with a guy who, by all accounts, is clearly everything any woman could theoretically want. She could just turn around and go, no, I got raped.
So we all love Emma Sulkowicz.
Yeah.
I was just super curious about whether she filed a police report or not. She did.
And then she backed down.
Finals. After she was dissatisfied with Columbia the case. So basically what she did is she went to the college and went, I don't like this guy because he hurt me.
Basically,
and they were like,
they had sex,
okay.
And she walked in with a police report of, he didn't want to date me because he was moving back to Germany.
No, she filed a complaint with Columbia and then filed a police report.
Yes.
So she filed the complaint. Columbia didn't do anything. Then she went to the police. And then she took the police report back to Columbia. And
the police found no grounds to pursue it. I was dating somebody that had inside information at the time. I was dating somebody that was aware of the processes involved. So
Sulkowicz's experience with the NYPD was harrowing, to say the least. She describes the police as dismissive, as they emphasized the fact that she had engaged in earlier consensual sex and that she could not remember specific details of the attack, like what shoes he was wearing. They demanded graphic details, and one officer also allegedly told friends Sulkowicz brought for emotional support that they didn't believe her.
Yes, and you know what? Paul Nungesser provided a copious amount of email and text evidence that demonstrated that she had, offered to come over and have anal sex and things of that nature. I mean, in Canada, we now have a law that says that if you were to come to Canada and you and I are texting while you're in Canada and you say, I'm going to come over and suck your dick. And then you come over and suck my dick. If you turn around and charge me with, I believe that would be third-degree sexual assault in Canada. We don't actually have rape. We have 4 classes of sexual assault because rape is
in Florida.
Rape is considered to be an emotionally charged word.
Yeah, that's same in Florida. We switched it to sexual assault so that it would appease the people who said that men couldn't rape, because we changed the law to read, the verbiage now is penetration with or union with
an individual, without their consent, etc.
Yeah, right.
But
forced union or
we now have a law as of earlier this year that says that I am not permitted to present digital evidence of consent without the judge's express permission. And that's ridiculous. It's entirely because of the John Ghomeshi case. John Ghomeshi, not a rapist. Really fucking bad at BDSM negotiation, but not a rapist. And really creepy, to be honest. I have spent more than my fair share of time involved in the kink community and BDSM circles, and he did a shitty job of negotiating and engaging in scenes. He's, in my estimation, probably not a rapist. But, I mean, if a feminist ever gets a hold of this, or if I ever run for public office, I'm going to be lambasted for having said so.
Well, see, the thing is like, for me, obviously I've done BDSM stuff before. I always have a limit list. Yeah, right? Surprise. I have a limit list, and I have consent forms, and I keep files, up until things are broken off, and even then I still I backlog them. And people are like, that's weird. And I'm like, it's absolutely not weird, because if somebody comes to me with a mark or something, or goes to the police with a mark or something, I tied them up too tight, I left a mark or whatever, I need to know that I have permission for this.
If I park in a parking lot and my vehicle currently has a broken out tail light, right? Just the lens. That's it. If I park in a parking lot, because I've not filed a police report on how that tail light was broken, in theory, somebody could back into me and claim that I backed into them.
Right.
So keeping
I've had that happen.
Yeah, but keeping things like, I mean, it's a little different in a long-term relationship or even a medium-term relationship. But
fortuitously, there was parking cameras, so
having some sort of demonstrable proof that there has been a negotiation that is agreed upon. But here's the thing. In Canada, I cannot legally agree to suffer abuse or engage in abuse, even in the context of BDSM. So when Faye gets here, if her and I sit down and sign a contract that says that I am allowed to spank her under specific circumstances.
Hey, can Metal Man pop in?
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm sure.
So if Faye and I agree to, I'm allowed to spank her once a week, 3 strokes on her bum. It doesn't matter if the neighbors hear and the police show up and they catch me mid-stroke, they can arrest me. You are not legally entitled, even though, strangely enough, if I go to work for a union company, I can sign away certain provisions and protections offered to me by labor code by engaging in that union work. I can give up my labor protections by contract, but an individual in Canada cannot give up their physical protections from assault in a consensual situation.
Hey, Metal Man.
And he's like, what the fuck did I walk into?
No, I've been listening for a minute.
Yeah,
now,
he's been listening. He's in the chat. So that voice, ugh.
Oh, and it can only get better.
I know. He's gonna sing me some typo.
Wait, what?
Not tonight.
Typo negative.
No, I'm not tonight.
Degeneracy.
Because of that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Am I allowed to go on with this article, or?
Oh my god! It's been like an hour.
I can sum up that fucking article in a heartbeat. There is nothing about
Islam apparently being able to prevent
fundamentalist Islam that presumes to be less damaging to women than.
Quiet, Canada. We're trying to underail. We're trying to derail.
Shush. That article is
Just
fucking
shush me. I didn't
terrible.
consent to that.
That article is terrible.
Most articles are nowadays.
I'm being
is there anything else
by my cat who's on my lap, so.
Oh, is that why you're angry?
No, I'm angry because I haven't gotten laid recently, and because my girlfriend is threatening to viciously assault people with goddamn cacti.
She's from Texas. That's what they do.
I'm like, woman, you're leaving Texas. You're not bringing cacti.
No, it's a requirement. When you leave here, you have to take a cactus with you.
They don't grow in Canada. They only grow maple trees in Canada.
Actually, I could grow one here, but I just want her here, like soonish so I can like, have a relationship. I'm tired of going to bed with just the cat, okay? Let me have what I'm going to have.
I love my kitty.
Let them have an actual pussy.
That's why you get 6 of them.
No,
way they keep you nice and warm.
Right? They're so warm. They can make a kitty body pillow.
I refuse to be a fucking angry feminist with a penis, okay?
All right, Steve Shives, calm down.
Wait, he's not Steve Shives. He hasn't blocked me yet.
I can't be Steve Shives because my mouth doesn't look like a moist asshole.
It looks like a vagina. He has the vagina lips. So does Sidney Crosby, by the way.
Yeah, he plays for Pittsburgh, so I don't care.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's got the vag lips.
About Shives.
Yeah, they're weird. It's weird. It's like he constantly has just like tubes of Vaseline that he puts on his lips. It can't even be chapstick. It's like Vaseline. He just has a big tub of Vaseline he uses to fap to Seeps' ASMR and puts it on his lips so that they're moist and soft for his husband. Moist.
Okay.
Why do people have a problem with that word? I love that word.
No, it didn't have any decency to begin with.
It never does.
Doesn't need it. It's fine.
I'm off from work tomorrow.
Apparently, Martine is going to the bathroom. Don't fall in, dude, to get you. Go with this article, or should I wait for you? Anything else?
His wife's buttered asshole. I'm sorry, that was really funny. I'm also wasted, so go.
Oh, lucky you.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I put like a whole ton of tequila and some lemonade because I was at a limeade.
See, and I just spent all day like fucking hand up. Jeez.
Oh no, is your hand okay?
Oh no, it's fine. Just a couple of stab wounds. Hey, I was doing important things, so do your article, man.
What we are sharing for you is very disconcerting for independent media and America's future and in alternate history.
Term I hear viciously fucking progressive.
It may be scary to imagine anything than Donald Trump's presidency, actually bigger than Trump, and may help him. Okay. This story affects you too in ways that you may not be fully aware of. In fact, it affects our whole media system and democracy.
Oh, I've read this.
I think Sargon did it, but I was interested in reading it, so yeah.
The new media monopoly is hurting progressive and independent. No, it's not. It is not. The vast majority of anything that can be considered mainstream media is fairly obviously, I'm going to call it left-leaning. I'm not going to call it, leftist. I will. I'm on the fucking left, for fuck's sakes. And I look at what Alternet produces and I go, holy, like, what in the fuck is wrong with you people? Everything is about, oh my God, men are terrible, fucking patriarchy everywhere, and you're all a bunch of racist misogynists. What?
Yeah. The story is about a monopoly on steroids. It is about extreme power of Google and Facebook and how they're affecting what you read, hear, and say. Companies are undermining progressive news sources. Now the question is, how much of this is them using the same tools that the progressive that Google should get you using or something. And Google announced major changes to its algorithm designed to combat fake news. And Joan Gomes, the company's vice president for engineering, stated that Google's update of its search engine would block access to offensive sites while it's more authoritative content. All right. Good idea. Fighting Trump uses to advance his interests and rally his supporters is an important goal that.
You want somebody else to take over reading this?
But best reader.
I mean, it seems vastly disingenuous coming from Alternet to me.
Well, let's see what they say next. Little did we know that Google had decided to advice or wrong head thinking that media's like deciding to fight white supremacy, misogyny, racism, Donald Trump, and fake news would be clobbered by Google in its cleansing attempt to teach in fake news.
Can I sum this article up in brief? Can I give the TLDR for this?
Yeah.
Because I can tell you what it fucking is. We wanted suppression of we wanted suppression of opinions that we don't like, and we pushed for it, and then we were surprised that we were accidentally lumped in with the opinions we don't like. We want to control what you hear and what you see and what you read and what you have as intake, but we didn't think that the rules would apply to us.
And honestly, this isn't the first time we've read an article like this. I'm curious about the threat to democracy. Like, yeah, Google has somehow become a monopoly.
Google is a monopoly.
Fucking A.
I don't know if you could call Facebook one because I'm not sure how relevant it is still.
Okay. A couple weeks ago in a private group, I posted, "Some of you faggots are okay." I was kicked
deleted.
I was kicked off Facebook for 3 fucking days.
Listen, all I did was put a few bikini shots out, and I got kicked off of Twitter for a few days.
In a private
I post tranny porn on the regular. How do I not get kicked off of this shit?
To be fair, I mean, Allie has seen some of the shit I've
You're not
gotten
angry
up to.
enough.
I have gotten up to some fucking ridiculous shit on Twitter, and I do not get banned.
I've seen some of your posts, man. They're pretty fucking epic.
Hey,
one day you'll join the Gulag group. When I first started tweeting, I got banned all the time. Like, I started in 2012 and I was campaigning for Mitt Romney, and I got fucking banned all the time. I had like 6 alternate accounts. The last time
I got banned off of Twitter, I called a liar because he was lying.
That's funny. I actually had somebody on a stream of mine the other day that he's currently banned from Twitter because somebody called him a white supremacist, and he called him a retard because he's half black.
Oh, was that Tanuki?
No.
Monkey.
No, actually, Satan Satire.
Satan Satire. I was like, there were like 3 of them, so like I can't remember
Satan
which one is Satan.
Follow me.
Can I point something out? Apparently, their numbers have been tanking before. So I don't think it's just.
It's not just, but there is some definite correlation between recent policies and holy fuck, we're in the toilet. I mean, do you want to know the circumstances of me calling a liar for being a liar?
Oh, I'm down.
Because they were lying.
Okay, so the guys.
How did Christiosity, Woolly Bumblebee, and her woolly husband not get banned from Twitter for calling me stupid and calling me a liar? Chris Theophanies flat out called me a liar.
I'm still waiting for a single one of that group to address a single one of the 10 videos I did to respond to. So hey,
the only
I'd
thing
like to see them
was
actually address an argument without calling somebody a fucking name.
They posted something about the Jewish question, and I was like, of course there's a Jewish question. All things start with, there's like many questions and blah blah blah. And then she's like, oh, ironic anti-Semitism, and I was like, I'm Jewish, and she's like, oh, you just pull that card, and I'm like, you called me an anti-Semite. And she's like, you're super stupid. I didn't call you an anti-Semite. I said ironic anti-Semitism. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize if I was being ironic, then that it was okay. And she's like, no, it's not okay. You're an idiot and you're a liar. I didn't say that. And I'm like, yeah, you did. I quote tweeted you, you dumb bitch.
The guy that got me reported. So there were 4 tweets reported in like 12 minutes. One of them was a woman that asserted in the same conversation I was having with the person that I think was the primary force behind me getting reported. She's like, there are no Trump supporters that are black. And I'm like, would you like me to contact one? Here is devil's advocate. He is a black Trump supporter. He's also bisexual. So he fucking nails a bunch of fucking like check boxes that you fucks won't admit to. And then, well, but the entire argument started with a guy at Mia Koopa, I think is his fucking Twitter handle. Max Koopa. The guy has openly tried to convince people that Mark Lepine is an MRA. I'm like, 1989, the only MRAs, literally the only people that consider themselves men's rights advocates at that point were part of the feminist movement because that was a burgeoning movement in the feminist movement. There were people within the feminist movement in 1989 who said, we need to address how men are handled in feminism, or we need to decide that they are not included. And this guy's like, Mark Lepine is an MRA. I'm like, he's not. He's demonstrably not. There is as much correlation between Mark Lepine having been raised a Muslim and his mass killing as there is for him having been upset about women's role in society. Like, nothing demonstrates him to be an MRA. And MRAs at that time were feminists. Like, I'm sorry, you're wrong. You're a fucking liar. The MRA movement actually didn't start until into the 2000s, I believe. I'm not gonna don't quote me on that. I mean, the modern iteration certainly didn't happen until Paul Elam and company. That, I mean, frankly, Elam is just, holy shit, he is an inflammatory cunt. I have no particular use for Paul Elam, and Dean Esme pisses me off to no end.
Yeah.
Dean Esme went back to his fucking Bible thumping roots. So, sorry, Dean. Fuck you. I live within ready range of Karen Strawn. I've talked to her. Like, yes, you have some points. Islam is not inherently a gynocentric reality. You can stop saying that now. But that's been pushed by elements of the MRM. Netflix is raising prices. I don't care. I don't have Netflix. I just don't care about Netflix.
If it comes on the TV, I probably.
Okay, I don't see anything else on that.
Hmm.
Do you want Allie first, or do you want Nichols?
I thought Faye was getting in here. God damn it!
Yeah, I did too. Oh, her internet.
God damn it! See, woman, if
Don't
you get
be
up here
idiot.
if you get up here faster, you will have steady internet.
All right, let's read Formality and Slang by 8 more. Formality
this is our other
is
favorite.
yeah, we read him a lot too. And Marilyn Sheets. I think they just write so much.
Is this more like supposed poetry porn?
Yeah.
Supposed poetry.
Formality is penis, the fornication tool of man. There are some slang replacements for this necessary gland. Vagina is formality for women's sex between her thighs. Men are always wanting it. It makes their penis rise. I'm also sure there are real reasons as to what all slang's about. The definitions of the word. Here are some of them I tout. Penis. Prick is inches 1 to 3. Dick is average 4 to 6. Cock is large for those who have mathematically 3 times pricks. My Johnson is my everything. My Peter is my all. After I have finished, my pecker tends to fall. Vagina. Pussy is my favorite. It slips right off my tongue. Cunt, not liked by women, used by men when men among. Crack and snatch and beaver are some slang that comes to mind. The muff is made for diving, while the twat's not hard to find. No matter what you call them, and for everyone's delight, the penis should be up and hard, the vagina should be tight. Boom.
And I'm currently going to find drugs.
Lots of them.
Response.
That one could have been so much worse.
She could have mentioned beaver.
Yeah, and what happened to Pud? Why does everyone
I think
forget
it did-
Pud?
I'm going back to my room and I'm gonna beat me pod like it owes me money.
Fucking A.
He used beaver.
Did he? I don't recall.
Yeah,
beaver.
crack and snatch and beaver are some slang
Okay.
that comes to mind. The muff is made for diving, while the
That-
twat's not hard to find. I was like, I know I heard a beaver in there. I'm not that drunk. Close.
I shouldn't be eating while listening to you say that stuff. I almost choked.
You should only be eating in a certain manner.
Only
Nom,
the
nom,
tiniest
nom.
of food.
Hang on. Georgia mom upset about sexual identity. Something. What?
Oh no. Sexual identity? Yay.
Identity definite. Yeah. I'm good. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Faye's here.
I am.
Oops.
Twice
I don't
the
have
boobs,
any.
twice the fun.
So-
Usually Vulcan's stream is very boob heavy, and this week it's been a sausage fest.
Yeah.
It's called diversity.
So, anyways,
Yeah, we're trying to diversify.
Diversity of a penis. I mean, of opinion.
So,
Are men able to be diverse? Are we allowed to say that men are
Well,
diverse?
I mean, there's diversity.
Well,
of
we got a
penis,
black
'cause,
person
I mean,
on, so-
like my penis is pretty average.
We got a black person on? Who's black?
oh, I thought someone. Never mind. Ignore that.
I was gonna
I'm,
say
bla-
I
I'm,
just
I'm
sound
black for like 9 inches around the waist.
Uh-huh.
I guess your avatar always gave me that impression.
I mean, I am black, but I didn't think we were counting souls in this.
Yeah, right?
Well, and if we're counting souls, you need to be one step further over from Faye because she's a ginger. So any souls you have collected, she's going to be absorbing.
I'm
Oh,
going
shit.
to get them.
I'll fight you for him.
I will get them all.
Oh, I love the souls.
Gotta catch them all.
You can split my soul. One of you can have half,
Okay,
and the other
so
can have the
anyway.
other half.
Can
We
I
gotta
have the
fight
top
over
half?
whoever
Oh.
gets the good. Yeah, you can have the top half. Although the bottom half is probably more useful.
That
Yeah,
titty
but-
fucking's still an option.
But the bottom half does not have eye sockets. I gotta
Or a mouth.
go weird with this shit.
True. And you're right. Mark was like, you could still fuck the top half.
Yep.
So let's see.
Gee, I wonder where Mark's brain is.
Typical Canadian.
Yep.
Right?
God
It's
damn it!
getting
I
cold
love
out, going on Snuggles.
Canadians. They are my favorite people.
Sometimes.
And the Texans sit
I
here
play-
in dismay.
My
there was a
my
Rebels,
defensive partner on my hockey team is Canadian. He's funny as shit.
There was a Rebel Circus article about woman brilliantly explaining why getting your Red Wings is okay. I'm like, all right, so she's okay with ass to mouth, right?
At least she should
No.
be.
Well, I mean, if we're going to deal with such idiocy as I'm going to go beyond fluid bonding, and I'm going to get into the realms of holy shit, like we're communicating the sorts of things physically and biologically that are excessive, then this should be okay.
I
have
thought
not
Red Wings
received
was
a
just
response.
having sex with someone on their period, but
No,
you're talking
no.
about the one who. See, I thought there was a
Yeah.
different name for that.
Hell's Angels that have red wings have gone down on a chick on their period.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gross.
That's
And
gross.
Faye's like, no, the only red in the bedroom's my hair.
I had
Exactly.
to see a red vagina because someone put disinfectant on it, so I don't blame her.
Still looking for those drugs.
Drugs.
Nothing heavy.
Go to
You know,
this article.
just the greeny shit.
Sure.
Color.
Why not? Let's deal with the horror that is this article.
Okay.
Yes.
To be fair, I
That's what
don't
I thought.
pre-read these.
It's bloodhounds. Guys that like that are called bloodhounds.
Yes, and
Yeah.
such guys clearly
the
have
guy who
other
kept
issues.
his girlfriend's period pad for a year and a half.
Yeah, he's a bloodhound for
We call him a
sure.
sanitary.
Ugh,
Call them what now?
unsanitary.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Ugh, I wrap that stuff up in like doggy poop bags and then I throw it away. Like I don't even like looking at it. Ugh.
Period sex is one thing, okay? Like, if that's on the table, that's fine. But
I try
No,
I try to limit the appearance of my period, and Faye's gonna be like, "You're gonna give yourself toxic shock," but I'll be fine.
Well, toxic shock exists.
Okay, anyways.
I know it does.
Real.
I use the contraceptive sponge to catch it before it, because I don't really. I mean, you don't really need. Anyways,
How do you ever
Fine.
read any articles, man?
he doesn't.
Good question.
usually by muting people.
Just best bet is never bring up kids around here because sometimes people go into random tangents that take up half the stream.
Well, let me tell you what my kid did today. It was so cute.
Your kid?
I have no kids. I don't even know where to take that joke now.
I was very confused because I was like, I didn't think you had kids, but maybe you do.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you kidnapped
okay,
one.
no. I can say that in 5th grade, I was starting to notice girls. So like 6th graders, like starting to have like in 5th grade, we started to have our like sex ed classes. So and
Yeah.
I got badgered into asking what a blowjob was, and the teacher did respond. So I mean, 6th graders do start to need to have sex ed.
Well, I don't think this is what it is.
Yeah,
But anyways,
that's-
maybe if I read it, I
that's-
can figure it out.
Maybe if I get to read it, aka shut up.
Okay, the middle school's health teacher signed a quiz that defined 10 sexual identities such as gay, lesbian, and transgender. The quiz required the 6th graders to identify and differentiate between various sexuations and identities.
Objection.
Uh,
Sustained.
I thought that we weren't supposed to judge people based on their outward appearance and assume their sexual identity.
fuck you, I do what I want.
But I don't look like a Walmart toaster, so how would you know
Girls,
that I
some of the bases
sexually
are
identify as one?
genders. Or your
There's
genitals.
76 genders. You're not intended to be able to identify them, woman.
There's 4.
Are you referring to XX, XY, XXY, and XXYY?
Male,
You biological determinant.
post-op, pre-op.
Post-op and pre-op.
Now, what about the,
Transgenders. But those are genders, not sexes, right?
Yes.
Right.
so
Because
I
there's
have a
only
question.
2 sexes? Question
Male,
mark.
female. Pick
Yeah,
one.
okay, so if there's 2 to 4 genders, or 75, what do you call somebody who is born with neither male nor female organs?
Androgynous.
The Reaper.
Physically
Andrew-
incapable of sexual reproduction.
Yes.
We give them genitals at birth.
Assigned at birth.
It's okay, Metal Man. I'm like Lewis
blood
or Colt.
test.
I don't fear the Reaper.
Well, no, there's actually a person that wound up on Sally Jesse Raphael back in like 88 or 89, something like that. And their name is
Old.
Toby. And Toby is a complete neuter. There is no female organs, there is no male organs.
Right. Nowadays, we do a blood test to determine if they're XY or XX and give them genitals based on the blood work.
So you assume.
No, we look at biology first.
Is it an
Well, I wish-
assumption if they know what the chromosomes say?
Yeah, I mean, the chromosomes dictate the biological reproductive capacity.
Well, now you guys are just assuming what the chromosomes want to do.
Well,
My chromosomes are a hot mess.
all of the chromosomes appear to do a single thing and appear to have done a single thing for all of eternity. I hate to engage in naturalistic fallacy, but it's not a naturalistic fallacy if you take XX and XY and you consistently get either XX or XY. That is literally, those are your options.
Well, those were the options up until about the past, 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
Because suddenly there's motherfuckers running around with like helicopter blades popping out of their crotch.
Man, I
Oh
showed
man,
you those
that'd be
pictures
cool
in
to
private.
see.
Hey man,
Oh,
that's what the military history of helicopters is my autobiography.
Just because you swing it around doesn't make you a helicopter.
Okay,
But it can make me fly.
Allie, at some point, can you explain to Faye what a helicopter is? Because I
Oh my god.
Please
I
don't.
was
Just
too
when
busy,
they
I was too busy fucking laughing when she was like, I don't know what you mean.
it's
If you know you have a guy that's fairly physically fit when he can use his lower abdominal muscles to cause penile rotation. Okay? I addressed that up with as many medical terms as I could, but Speedy, come on, work with me, please.
You swing it around.
all right. Well, hold on. I'll read it
Just
from
u-
Urban. I'll read it from Urban
Just
Dictionary.
using my muscles.
I know what he's talking about. You can stop.
Yeah, but this is a very reputable source.
What, BuzzFeed? No, wait.
Helicopter dick. A sexual display wherein a male gyrates his pelvis so that his flaccid penis whirls in a radial manner like the blades of a helicopter. Such a display is often used to impress a female or females before a sexual act. Jane was uncertain as to whether she would allow John to perform the act of vaginal penetration until he used his helicopter dick maneuver, and then she readily succumbed.
And it's more impressive if you just do it with your pelvic muscles like your lower abdominal muscles as opposed to using your hips.
Okay.
I'm sorry that I have to corrupt you so thoroughly, dear, but
Have you ever seen those dick slaying videos where the guys do it in their sweatpants and their dicks just like whip around in there?
flop around inside.
Oh my god, it is the funniest thing. It was on Tosh, and like they had a whole like song. Hysterical.
I don't know what Tosh is.
Tosh
Yes,
Point
Tosh
on
Point oh.
Comedy
Oh,
Central.
Yes, dear. I know.
I hate that man.
Ugh.
Well,
If
no,
you would-
I hate his show. I like his comedy. I fucking hate his show.
Remember, Tosh
It
is
was
the guy
funny
that was like,
when it first started, and like he did those things with like the one where he did the old guy who was ripping and tearing, and like when he, but I don't know, it kind of
when he did the
it's
joke about
passe.
I replaced my sister's rape spray with silly string. That was
Oh,
pretty
Oh my
yeah.
god, that was really funny.
Yep.
I thought
good.
that
Oh my
was
god,
hysterical.
rape joke.
No. I'm more offended at the fact that he gave Onision fucking any kind of goddamn time on his channel.
Okay, I can accept that.
Oh, the banana thing.
Yo, fuck.
You know what? I
Kill
am
me fucking.
I am concerned that Anisian and TJ might ever cross paths.
Do you think they'll fuck?
I think it's going to look like a fucking train wreck involving monkeys and bananas.
I thought Onision was gonna fuck Joyce Sparkle. Somebody needs to.
She has greater standards.
Mm.
You know,
Okay, wait, go like the Fox News thing about like WeChat apologizes about black foreigner slur. Have you listened to fucking Arabic? The word for black is the same as the word for slave. It's a bead. What the fuck are you crying about? Holy shit.
Wow. Even I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. The word in Arabic for black is a bead. It also means slave.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck. Learn something new every day.
Okay.
None of what you're going to learn
Where
from
did
me
that come
on
from?
any given
Other-
day. It was right on the screen.
Oh, missed it.
Hang on. Sins of Silicon Valley, blah, blah, blah. 2 after this, I think. Oh, WeChat apologizes after turning black foreigner into racial slur. Have you listened to Arabic?
Science develops shape-shifting skin. Nice.
Creator has second thoughts.
Yeah, right up there with the creator of Rick and Morty and everything the fuck else that's come out recently.
Okay. Anyways, one mother, Octavia, was particularly
Millions of Pornhub users may
This
have
is
been
why I don't have a
spied
Pornhub account. Just saying.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Okay, one mother, Octavia, partly shocked when her 12-year-old daughter came home with. Why are they teaching this in school? What does that have to
To be fair, that's a dumb question.
do with black? It's about identity and stuff, apparently. Okay, let's go
Well, I mean-
down.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that Faye can back me up on this. It is entirely possible that, based on the fact that the neuroarchitecture of men and women is different, that it is plausible that individuals are born with the neuroarchitecture that matches the opposite sex. I'm
that is
pretty
true.
sure.
Actually, we have new.
Faye, you're cutting out.
Skin. It's expensive, but the new scopes and show the difference.
Faye, you're cutting out badly.
Hold on.
You're cute though.
Yeah.
At any
Dark
rate,
ginger.
At any rate, there is evidence that the neuroarchitecture of men and women is different.
Correct.
And there is no reason to believe that there is not the possibility of the neuroarchitecture of a given individual matching the biological sex opposite to what they have been assigned at birth.
Yeah.
Which means that it is entirely possible that a person could be born with male or female genitalia and be born with the opposite genitalia that they present at birth.
Yeah.
This is entirely plausible. I'm making no reference to the likelihood of it because I don't know. God forbid anything I will, attempt to claim to be my field of expertise. Do I know what means are necessary to establish the mental health of that individual? No. So Blair going and getting bottom surgery might be the thing that helps Blair. Do I know that will help Contra, whatever the fuck, on Twitter? I don't know. I do not have the answers to these questions. However, is it possible that transition therapy, including surgery, is the end-all be-all for some of these individuals? Entirely fucking possible.
Okay. Parks felt the material was not appropriate for school and her daughter was too young to learn about sexual orientation. What age usually does this?
You know what? I came home in about grade 7 and my mom said that the solution to not having condoms was to tie a knot in the end of it. So, sorry! I'm pretty sure that grade 5, 6, and 7, grade 5, 6, and 7, you should be having good sex ed. And it should not include tie a knot in the end of it. Okay?
Okay. Sixth grader who still watches Nickelodeon. Well, see, if they're watching Nickelodeon nowadays, they're no doubt going to encounter this with house show, but you're not going to avoid it. It's
It's Nickelodeon. I'm sorry. Nickelodeon once upon a time aired Invader Zim. There was lots of dirty jokes.
I love Invader Zim. I did send you guys the dick slaying video on Twitter, by the way, so enjoy that.
Okay, I
will. A little bit of hatred for you, Allie. Thank you very much.
Somebody sent me midgets and I threw up. So
I told Allie that if she wants to, get drunk with either of us, that she has to make sure that, she provides us with consent forms because, I'm drunk and, if she rolls me into traffic, then there needs to be a form for that.
You just need to come to Florida. We don't need consent forms, but shoot.
But I don't want to be in traffic.
I'm not going to put you in traffic.
Bullshit.
You're far too large. It would be too much effort.
Okay.
I'd have somebody else put you in traffic.
Okay, I can accept that.
Let's keep him out of traffic, please.
All right.
If only because if I'm in Florida, there's a good if I'm in Florida, there's a good possibility there's some old fuck with pants up to his fucking neck gonna sue me for wrecking his car.
Yeah. We don't have moose in Florida, so it'll be weird for them.
There's me in traffic in somebody's high beams with a pair of fucking moose like a moose hat or something. And there's just some poor old guy that has a fucking heart attack and drives into it
just get a flannel and leave a little chest hair out and then put a toque on.
I don't have chest hair.
With a moose. How do you not have chest hair?
I don't have I'm part native, woman.
He waxes.
No, I'm
We'll get you. I've
Like-
seen. I mean,
I'm like, woman, you're in Florida. You know what the fucking Seminoles are like.
yeah, but I've
No.
seen hairy ones.
They're not real
Don't
Seminoles.
feel bad. I don't
Yeah,
have
no.
chest hair
no
much either.
chest hair at all.
Well, whatever. We'll get you a chest hair merkin.
just like fucking tapes chest hair on me and put
Just a
fucking
big-
moose horns
It wouldn't
on my
even-
head. And just
Yeah,
some random old fucking Florida
Wear the
guy's
flannel
like,
and the
oh my
tube.
god, moose!
They'd have a heart attack mid-drive. What happened? I saw a moose, Edna. You didn't see a moose here.
You didn't
Shut up,
see
Abe.
a moose, Lawrence. You saw a fucking Canadian.
That's what Canucks look like.
Did he have wool socks on? It's breeding season.
Don't rub them together.
When a Canadian gets a full charge of static cling on his socks, he charges.
Everybody
And if
thinks
he
that's what
pins you
happens.
down,
It's not
he's
the.
gonna meet
It's.
with ya. Come on,
It's not the
Lawrence.
heat.
You should know this. You took sex ed.
It's not the heat lightning that gets it down here. It's all the Canadians when they come over for their snowbird season. You're like, how do you get heat lightning in winter? It's all the wool socks.
Shocked me
Once you
one
get-
time.
Them Canadians are degenerates. The wool socks and the horns.
They bring down their wool socks and their toques and all their maple syrup, clogging up the road.
The reason that Tampa is a cesspool of filth, degeneracy, and afternoon lightning storms is because of Canadians.
Hashtag blame Canada.
Well, yeah, I mean, we should. Trudeau has no balls.
That should ease the heat lightning problem.
Yeah. How did
So-
y'all listen to him talk?
What?
Trudeau, I listened to a couple of his speeches. He says, I was like, I really want to punch this guy.
You know what? I imagined that it was listening to a Reagan era press secretary, and then I went, "Oh, this makes sense," because nothing of value was said.
That, I
How does
noticed.
anybody? It's the same thing with Trump. He doesn't so much.
There's
You know,
there's no
Here's
value.
what it is, and I'm just gonna fix this, and I'm the president,
And I'm gonna have huge plans,
Huge.
and you ignore my little
Hugely.
hands, and we're gonna do big things.
Oh my God,
and
he does have baby hands.
Does they're so
I-
adorable.
Every time he does that little finger thing, I'm like baby hands, and he always says the huge thing. It's gonna be huge, unlike my hands, which are very small. But
But we're gonna
My dick-
focus on
my
what
dick
we
is
can
huge.
do.
when I hold my dick in my baby hands, it's like an extra 7 inches. All right.
So,
Sorry.
that's not bad. So this is the last article I found that I wanted to look at. So, while you wait for Twitter to roll out more aggressive rules regarding hate speech, which Jack Dorsey promised are coming within weeks as of Friday, here's a quick workaround to kick Nazis right from your Twitter feed. Now, go to settings and privacy page, and under content section, Germany or France.
What?
Okay.
What if you route your page through? I guess you could route your through other.
The switches on Twitter's per country Nazi blocking filter, which built all the way back in 2012 to comply with specific European hate speech laws that prohibit pro-Nazi content because
but if everyone's a Nazi, isn't it just easier to block them all?
Yeah, you'd
Isn't
think
it
so,
just
but
easier
no, because-
not to be on the internet? Like, is that not a thing? Do we not suggest that to people anymore? Like, if you don't like it, leave.
Here's a grand suggestion. Why don't you just grow the
No,
fuck up?
that's offensive now.
When I was little and somebody would make fun of me, my mom would be like, sticks and stones. And I'd be like, fuck. Because I'd have absolutely no platform to whine about that bullshit.
No, you see, my mom
Yeah,
always said
so-
sticks and stones, and so I took that as advice, and I went and beat the shit out of him with a stick.
Right?
That's
That's how I got. That's how I ended up getting into a lot of trouble. Actually, was sticks and stones might break your bones, but my fists will still hurt you.
But if I catch you in an alley, bitch, your ass is mine.
If you catch anybody in an alley, then their ass is mine. Oh,
Well, okay, so just to be clear, Allie, if I transport somebody from their current location, which is Iowa, to Florida, that's still like kidnapping across state lines, right?
Yep.
if you transport them,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. That I need to be certain because
Wait, what?
in at least 10 years, I may have things I want to do, but I have to be sure how the FBI is going to treat it.
Gotcha. I mean, it
as I
depends
pointed out, I have
on
to
whether or
be really
not-
cautious.
I mean, if you can get the person to come willingly, then that's different.
Okay, well, I will pay you a considerable amount of money if I can convince them to come down.
Roofie flavored candies, man. They work the best.
No. He has to make the trip first.
Yeah.
And I
Or whether
I
it
can
can be
get
considered
I
or
can
not.
get ether.
Yes.
Just saying, I can get ether. Hi, how you doing?
Sure.
We'll talk later.
I heard nothing.
Why,
I didn't
why
hear
are
a fucking
why
thing.
are we
Good.
not watching Fern Gully for fuck's sakes?
Oh, Fern Gully, that was a good one.
Which Faye
Because
has
it's
never
October.
seen.
You should be watching.
You've
something.
never
I don't
seen
even know
Fern
what it
Gully?
is.
Oh,
She doesn't.
Batty,
It
the
is.
Batty rap, where
Yes.
Robin Williams literally lays down a rap.
He's like spends the entire movie like, whoop, gravity works.
And Tim Curry is like
Amazing.
the pollution monster. Texas.
Yep. Like if you think David Bowie is amazing in his various acting.
No, Tim Curry's
No,
amazing.
Tim Curry, like, I'm sorry,
He
like,
was in the.
sweetheart. Like, we're gonna need like 6 weeks for me to just catch you up on movies, and I have to go back to work at some point. Come on.
So
What's the
anyways,
one? Oh man. He was in Legend too. Tim Curry.
Yes, it was.
Huh.
Who's Tim
He was the
Curry?
devil.
And he's still in my heart.
Did you just ask who Tim Curry is?
I did.
What's
All right.
Oh. You are a sad creature.
the worst
No,
witch?
no.
That was
The-
a good one too.
The original It.
To be fair, Faye spent a considerable amount of time being cloistered
Yeah.
by an asshole.
No,
Did you
I'm
ever
not-
see the Did you ever see the Wild Thornberries, Faye?
No, never heard of it.
Oh,
She spent a
there's so
considerable
many
amount-
good ones.
She spent a
Um,
lot of time being cloistered by an asshole.
That's a, well,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not.
trying to think of
I'm
like
not
ones
really
that you
judging.
might
I'm
have.
just like I'm surprised.
Rugrats.
To be fair, I mean,
Annie.
No,
Did you ever see the original Annie?
No.
Have you seen movies?
I've never seen the original Annie, so
okay. Let's put it this way, folks. I still have to sometime in the spring go down and convince her very large father that I will be courting her. Okay.
fair enough.
And her 6'7" jarhead brother is apparently going to present some kind of impediment.
7'3".
He's 7'3". All right, take him.
I have pointed out that my ankle biting is the least of his worries.
I mean, I can take him. The tall ones go down easy. You gotta chop them down like a tree. Just go straight for the knees.
No, I
You're
intend to
flawed. You
climb
just
the
flash
north
it.
face.
What'd you say?
I said you're a cute little bod flasher who's single.
Oh yeah, sure. So I'll just show him the titties and then kick him in the knees.
"Durr." He'll literally bend in half and be like, "Durr," and you just be like, "You're so cute," and grab him by a cheek and just like haul him down.
Yeah, I'll just be like, look, it's fine. See, they can be together. Look over here. Woo!
And then there's an ear in your hand.
I'm not going to confirm or deny whether or not that's ever happened before.
I have told Faye I don't care how big he is, I will climb the north face if I have to have a fucking discussion with him. And apparently her father is 6'4", so he's got 4 inches on me, and he's, ex-police, and apparently she thinks this is going to be a problem.
No, I think it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, because I'm going to walk in and pretty much slap my metaphorical dick on the table.
I mean, if she's happy, they should be happy. Uh-oh.
I'm
up.
not an abusive psycho.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. You're not Bryce, so hey, you're good.
Hey,
What happened to
Pops,
Metal Man?
you know what? You can search my fucking arrest record and it doesn't exist. Ah! How you doing, Dad?
Oh
All the
my.
issue's gonna be is he's a preacher, so if you get into the religious discussion, I'm out.
As long as he's willing to accept that I'm capable of raising children with a moral code that doesn't involve Christianity.
You have that discussion. I'm not.
Just lie.
I was, well, no, but the
Oh
problem
yeah,
is
you can't.
I was born Catholic. Or I was raised Catholic anyway.
So, anyways,
Just, whatever. Just be like, yeah, we'll do whatever. It's not really a lie.
Free
It's just saying
speech
we'll do
is
whatever.
protected in the German Constitution, but the line is drawn at outlawed speech. Which, as
So
Paul
it's not free
Garner and blogger Kevin Marks has noted, is actually a
Just
result
tell
of
my
the
mama
post-war
you're gonna give her
political
grandbaby.
settlement applied by the triumphant Allied forces led by the U.S.
German accent.
What is wrong with you?
Something is not. What?
Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Hitler.
Knock, knock.
It's the Gestapo. We asked the questions here.
I just, here's the thing about Twitter. I was reading all about Jack's rules and he's like, we're going to cut out abuse. We're going to cut this. And I'm like, bull fucking shit. Some guy said that I would get kidnapped, that he would send his friends to come kidnap me. And you people were like, don't be concerned about it. Well, I'm not concerned because I can kick his ass, but that's totally different than you as a company. You banned me for being the most clothed porn actress ever, and you're gonna you're gonna let this guy tell people he's gonna kidnap me, or he's gonna have his little henchman come kidnap me?
Lexi Michelle follows me, and like apparently a bunch of people have like straight up said you need a boob job because I guess her boobs don't meet whatever aesthetic standards they like or something. So she went and got like her boobs tattooed and posted it, and like nobody's like, and of course the retards were like, that's gross, your boobies are floppy, and I'm like, they're fucking boobs. Like, I'm sorry, what are you bitching about? It's boobs.
I mean,
Like,
I'll be honest,
that I am worried about playing with, but they're boobs. Like, come on.
I'll be honest, I'm throwing out 10s all day or a day. I don't want to see your fucking 4s. I just don't.
Like, I don't. I could pull up my junk on Twitter, and I'm sure in the right circumstances it would be fine. I'm pretty sure I would be told to put it away by, relevant parties.
Don't let Fat get
she doesn't like sharing, just saying.
I don't agree.
But realistically, like, come the fuck on.
All I'm saying is 7s or aboves. If 4s end up on my timeline, I'm gonna mute them. I mute the 4s.
But muting them is not the same as reporting them, which is
I don't report anybody.
Is apparently what the average social justice retard on Twitter wants. Oh my God! Yeah. There's a bully, and I don't like it. Report.
The only person I reported was that guy who said he would kidnap me. And that was because that was a direct threat at my person.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't report anyone.
I didn't report the people that were attempting to dox me.
Yeah.
And
honestly,
they are,
I just wanted to see what Twitter would do, and I was like, they're not going to do anything, and they didn't.
People that attempted to dox me were reported by other people. They were not restricted. Them. And these are followers of a fairly large YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really believe in reporting anything unless, like I said, if it's a credible threat to your person, by all means report it. But
Allie,
or it doesn't even have to be credible.
You and I are well aware of circumstances that justify credible reporting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Certain individuals that have engaged in photography of people that they are not supposed to have contact with.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's so much about. I would just let him keep digging that hole.
I would have. You know what? I would have, but I wasn't there.
Right. I know.
And you know what? Okay, so, but here's the thing, okay? So, I used to be in the Society for Creative Anachronism, SCA. So, it's a bunch of retards that run around, like, trying to be accurate about medieval recreation. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, medieval culture is a cool historical thing, and we're going to try and be accurate about it, right?
Right.
So the vast majority of people that are really obsessed about accuracy tend to be people from obscenely fucking extreme temperatures. So you got people in Canada, like, I mean, no offense, but like we got like half the year that's fucking freezing and half the year that's boiling. And then you got people from Texas where like it's all boiling. And Florida, where if it's not boiling, that's because, it's like so oppressively humid that you just like, you wake up and you're like, holy, like, what the fuck? I'm in a puddle. Right? So that's the mentality. Like the people from Pennsylvania are like,
It's freezing
I'm gonna
right
be
now.
all
It's 74.
when I do the actual combat, it's like I reach out and I touch you. It's kind of like the limp wristed slap fighting shit. And then you got people from Canada and people from Texas and people from Florida who are like, fuck you, motherfucker, I'm a cork you. I shit you not. I went to fucking in 2011, I went to Louisiana. And I went there with like an 11-inch shield. And people were like, you're gonna get hurt. I'm like, bitch, please. And the people that came and actively sought me for like actual training purposes were people from Texas and Florida and Louisiana who were like our fucking environment's fucked up anyway, so like I'm a cork you. Like there's a legitimate thing going on. Like I'm from the back end of nowhere where like we deal with like 70-degree swings and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's freezing here right now. It's 24 C, about 75 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's not freezing. That's nice.
The fuck?
That's not
That's
that
cold.
bad. You're a wimp.
Sweetie,
Damn. Oh,
it's 18 Celsius here right now. It's going to be 40 and you got to deal with me being in camp with just the cat and the dog, okay?
I'm aware.
God damn it, woman. You're from fucking Iowa. Holy shit.
I never stayed
Really?
in winters
You live
up
in
there.
Iowa too?
No, she used
No,
to
I'm
be.
in Texas.
She used to be.
I was
the
never
reason
up with women.
the reason she's in Texas is the reason that I'm not quite arrested yet.
Oh.
We're not supposed
Okay.
to talk about it because there's still active court proceedings.
Okay. I will pretend I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's a
it's court
6'3" motherfucker that I'm not supposed to talk about. I have been particular about on Twitter. There's a reason they didn't let me into the Marine Corps. They couldn't guarantee they could deprogram me back when I was 18. So, yeah, the little angry monkey in the background, in the back of my skull, yeah, we don't let him out often, and there's a reason. And the U.S. Marine Corps specifically gives me a reason to not let him out.
Well,
They don't let a lot of Canadians in, and they wouldn't let me in based on we have to Section 8 you after we put you through basic.
I wasn't able to go through the Marine Corps. I didn't even get to the psych part. I hurt my wrist when I was like tiny, and I couldn't do a proper push-up, and they wouldn't give me a medical waiver.
The U.S. Marine Corps took one look at my psych evaluation and said, we can't let you in because we can't confirm that we can deprogram you if we ever have to release you.
Well, that's because
Therefore,
you're nuts.
yeah, well,
I wasn't
yeah.
allowed to go to the military.
Yeah. Okay. The Canadian military is really particular about that shit. The U.S. military tends to be fairly particular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mechanics in the U.S. military are not allowed to play with guys that are allowed in the U.S. Marine Corps. They're really not allowed to play with guys that are not allowed in the U.S. Marine Corps.
Yeah. I didn't even have to worry about that because I took my physical first.
Yeah, well, I mean...
And then I
never
went
tried.
fucking crazy. And they were like, nope.
Yeah, well, Bubba is all fun and games, and I'm going to climb him like he's a goddamn tree stump.
Yeah.
he's not allowed near asshole. So,
Bubba, if you're
Oh, no.
listening, I'm gonna climb you like I got fucking climbing shoes on.
Hi.
Okay.
her brother
My
is very
brother.
large.
Ah.
She's the little critter in the family.
How tall are you, Faye?
5'7".
I'm 5'7".
What? Shut the
shit.
fuck up. Ugh.
But
I'm-
Yeah. Little Miss fucking 5'2". Shut up.
I'm 5'1", actually. Thanks for the extra inch.
But you're
I'm
extra
fine.
tall in the morning.
to be fair,
what?
my mom is only 5 foot.
Sweet.
And my little sisters are all like shorter than me by a lot.
But see, the thing is, like, my little sister's like your size. She's tall. The thing is, though, like, I'm a fucking beast. And, like, I lift a lot for a little thing. And, like, I've
Yeah.
always been able to hold my own. And,
I haul around 300-pound patients all day.
yeah.
Good.
Yes, dear.
I mean-
that is why I'm not letting you go and apply at the local, rehab center, because you're going to be expected to. They have a physio, like they have a physio hospital here, and yeah,
Oh,
she's
really?
not yes, they do, and no, you're not.
Why?
Long story.
Okay.
And
bug
we
you
got
later.
time.
So
I lift 100-pound logs for fun.
I was lifting logs bigger than me at 13,
Yeah.
which is
I mean,
why I don't worry about Bubba.
The only reason that I don't lift heavier, like, because I could and I could max out, but it makes your arms look so manly.
Okay,
And
so
like, I like looking like a girl.
When I was 13, I was running a 4:30 mile, which is near Olympic rate. And when I was 15, I went down to the local, where the local professional football team works out during their tryouts, and I was leg pressing more than their center.
Yeah, I could leg press a ton. When I was in high school, I was leg pressing about 800 pounds.
I mean, I will be totally honest. We're talking about 25 to 30 years ago, but I mean, I work a physical job. I'm not really that far behind. I mean, the physio or the cardio, yeah, I'm not going to run less than a 5-minute mile right now, but to be fair, Bubba, I'm gonna climb you like a goddamn mountain.
I climb. It's fun to climb.
Yeah.
Not my brother.
I'd climb your brother.
Yeah, that's different
No,
though.
not. Ew. Ew. No. Ew.
He's
Aw.
only 41, woman. And to
I
be
climb
fair-
lots of men.
To be fair, he is a jarhead, so he'd be slightly confused.
I
I'm
don't know. I
being
think
climbed. What's going on?
no, he got climbed by a midget and got a black eye from that.
Ugh. Ugh.
Like
Okay.
an actual little midget climbed him and gave him a black eye.
All the midget talk today.
The cat is looking at me like, motherfucker, you had a mouthful of beer and you sprayed me. The cat. I opened up the window because I've been doing a good job of smoking outside. And I'm like, no, fuck it. I can't smoke outside right now. Because I figure I'm drinking too much and I need to be inside with the window open. The cat's in the windowsill. He's like, motherfucker, you just sprayed me with beer. And he looked out the window like, you're a dick. There's beer spray on my fucking blinds. and the cat is like, nope, looking out the window. Fuck you.
Great. Got my mom singing in the background.
Oh, is that your mom?
Lord, it's
Aw.
hard
Yeah.
to be humble. Get her singing it.
I have no idea what she's
Oh.
singing.
Ask your mom to sing Mac Davis. Do it, faggot.
Oh my god.
She can't hear me because she has her headphones in.
That's okay. I was
Fucking
with
wave
the.
at her. Fucking ask her if she can sing some Mac Davis.
Wait, what's that?
Oh, God damn it. Lord,
You're gonna
it's
have to
hard
culturally
to be
educate her
humble.
when she comes down.
Somebody the other day was like, I said something about bear. They're like, your video, blah blah blah. So I had to mute it and just watch it because it was so annoying. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I suggest. Throw some Barry White on in the background. And then he's like, who's Barry White? And I'm like, what? What?
I know who Barry White
So
is.
that person was literally saying the same thing that my dad said 15 years ago about Shania Twain. I have no interest in the music, but there's some wiggly bits, and I'm okay with it.
Right. Which, I totally get. That's fine.
Yeah. So is there
But
anything
like,
you guys?
here's my thing. Like, if you don't like it, then just don't watch it. You don't have to say anything about it. Just don't
That's
watch
right up there with Yobi Axie's bitching that.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
But Red Robot
Fucking
doesn't make good videos. Okay.
it. Oh, he's funny as hell, though. He's such a sweet guy.
Thing with the whole don't like, don't watch thing is, how do you know if you don't like it if you don't watch it in the first place?
So
No, it's
watch
people
it
who
once.
continuously go through and like.
Yeah, like they
Allie.
watch your shit and then they're like, but I don't like it after the 11th time. Oh, okay. What was the problem with the second?
Yeah, like if you should know by now, why are you torturing yourself?
Unless you're a
Here's a
reviewer,
great
I don't know why you do it.
Here's a great
Honestly.
example, okay? So I hooked up with a chick back in my 20s. I hooked up with her twice. And like 15 years later, she's crying that like I can't find a good man. I'm like, I told you that I found you intellectually and emotionally and physically attractive. And her response was, I didn't think you were that attractive. Okay, why didn't you go home with me the second time? And well, but you weren't that good in bed. Why did you go home with me the second time? And then
Drunk.
the third response was, but I didn't want to have a baby with anybody. I'm like, okay, well that was never brought up the second time. I mean, like, sure, you didn't want to have a baby, okay. After like 15 years later, that's not really relevant.
You
I don't
brought it
like
up the first time.
I don't like smokers. Okay, cool. I mean, the second time we had amazing sex, and you caught me almost burning my fucking blanket, like, because I had a smoke in my hand after we had sex. Like, I'm confused. All of this seems to really exemplify this whole, like, you can't make good decisions while you're drunk.
I called it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Say what were you
Anyway,
gonna say?
you had someone bitching at you earlier about your videos having too much boob.
Oh yeah.
Same jackass was in my DMs asking for them.
For boobs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so surprised. Like, God. It wasn't even, and then he's like, some YouTubers just go ape shit. Like, I didn't go ape shit. I
did.
So, good for you.
She's
I
not a
wanna say
YouTuber.
this.
However,
Yeah.
to be fair, when I get back to a schedule that permits me more consistent YouTube production, if Faye shows up in the background, well, sorry, motherfuckers. You put up with that shit if you want to watch my channel.
Right?
Yeah.
If Faye suddenly marches into my office area and plunks herself down on my lap in the middle of me fucking recording, well, I'm probably
I'll do
gonna
that.
like I'll miss a step, but you know what? I'm gonna go back to it. And if you can't deal with the titties, well, not my problem.
Well, this is. He's like, you got a YouTube channel, so I said I do, and I linked him to the newest video that I did, which
Boobies.
is tons of boob, and I'm basically like, I'm testing condoms because a friend of mine was like, are you sure that this condom is really that much better? And I was like, yes, I fucking swear by it. And they're like, oh, I thought the commercials were just being silly. And I'm like, no, I don't. And I have 2 specific tests that I do for condoms. Very scientific. I put them over a glass and I poke them with a needle. If they bust into a big hole, they don't go inside of me. And then I fill them up with about 8 ounces of water and I throw them around my pool room.
Huh.
If they bust very quickly, then I know, like, you know, we have to be careful, you know, make sure that receptacle tip is 100% there.
I had a woman actually tell me that you're not supposed to pinch off the air in the tip. I'm like,
Nope.
how about
Yeah,
if my cock and I'll put it on the way I want?
Wait, you're not supposed to, you
You're
are.
not supposed to. No, you're not.
Really?
Just leave a little bit of air. It provides cushion.
Well, you're supposed to pinch off the tip, and you're not supposed to seat the tip against the
Right.
glands.
Because
Correct.
otherwise,
You're supposed to leave a little air bubble in there for cushioning. It prevents it from breaking easier.
yeah, but not a whole ton of air.
No, just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
when you
the
pinch
point-
it, you're not like squeezing it without the air and like vacuum
Right.
sealing it. You're just,
Some
but you're not
people
supposed to
do.
leave like a whole bunch of air in there because that shit'll
No.
shoot right the fuck off.
No, you just leave a little bit of air for cushioning.
My
Yeah, okay.
point
I'm
was
like,
more
wait a
that-
minute, no.
my point was more that, like, you don't choke off the entire tip.
No.
Right. Anyways, so then this person says, I guess I can remember the reason I wasn't watching most of your videos. And I said, ha, because you didn't know about them. And he said, subbed you sometime back, but the actual reason is that boobs are not necessarily a reason to watch videos on YouTube. So I said, try listening with your ears then.
Yeah.
So he's
I mean,
like, at least you
if-
got my sub. And I said, don't need it, thanks. Like,
I mean, if your boobs are like wrapped around my ears, then I might have some problems. But pretty sure that I'm going to have that problem for a variety of videos because I'm expecting boobs wrapped around my ears for different reasons.
just come at him from behind and
Right?
put your boobs right on his ears.
I'm
That's his
I'm
kink.
expecting to
He
have.
likes it.
I'm expecting to go from little retard fuzzball bitching when I'm recording videos to other reasons why I'm not recording videos. Okay, just put that out there.
But yeah, the only comments that I usually get are from people who are just like jealous, whatever. They're like, "Oh, you don't even say anything. You just show your boobs and everybody loves you." And I'm like, first of all, not everyone loves me. In fact, a lot of people fucking hate me. But okay. So I don't really think that it matters. Like, what's the difference? Obviously, I'm into tentacle hentai, but I can still watch some kind of tentacled monster talk without being like, oh God, I'm distracted to the point of orgasm right now. Come on, give me a break. We're adults. You can't deal with some titties? Like, I'm sorry. And like most of my videos now, I throw up a picture, but at the time I didn't have a video editor, and I was so uncomfortable with my face on camera because I have a hard time making eye contact due to being aspy that I had like a mental breakdown. So I was like, well, that's not really something that you need to put yourself through every day. Just fucking move the camera down a little bit and then your face isn't on camera. And everyone's like, oh, titties. And I'm like, whatever. I don't care. They're 34 triple Ds, regardless of whether or not it was just going to be my face or whatever. Like, and they're perky as hell. They're probably going to make it into the shot, and
Gravity
I'm
defying.
probably still going to hear about it. So What's the difference?
Yeah.
I have okay. So somebody was like, "Look at all these various pride flags that are on sale on whatever the fuck site it is." Like, I don't. And somebody's like, "You can burn them, right?" I'm like, "I don't pay for shit I'm gonna rack." And they're like, "Burn whatever you want. That's fabric. Sounds like you're scared of queers." I don't pay for what I could get for free, and that includes boy pussy. Like, I have no end of young men. Like, I want you, daddy. I'm busy. Thanks. I have other.
I'm busy.
to take care of. Okay, like it's not that you're not a pretty young man. It's that I'm not into guys, and I got shit to do. How you doing? Like, yes, you're pretty. I'm sure you will find a daddy that will treat you well. Not me, but you carry the fuck on.
I get all kinds of messages from people like professing their love, and like my favorite thing is when people are like, "You're just on here attention whoring," and I'm like, if I was on here attention whoring, I probably would have already found somebody by now to be with. It's like it's not that hard for me to find people. I don't do it for the attention. I do it because I think I'm funny.
Yeah, and you enjoy it.
Yeah, like it's not really a big deal for me. especially like the body thing, like, and that's the thing, like the people who are always the ones who are like, your body is sinful, are the people who are like, I love my body and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. And I'm like, all right, neither do I. And they're like, oh, you're such a thought. And I'm like, yeah, I am.
Do you guys want to go over, or?
Then we'll just end on the thoughterry.
Okay.
I am
so-
Queen Thought from Thoughtlandia.
Thought police. Thought police.
There better not be any thought police, and if there are thought police, they better be strippers. I need some dick.
Yeah,
That was the thirstiest thing I've ever said out loud.
I'm pretty sure you got to fight with Faye over that. Okay, just getting that out there.
I'll win. I will
I
win.
just want to see it. Just the tip.
You still got to fight with her for the dick pics. Okay, I'm putting that out there.
It doesn't have to be your dick. Just, stripper dicks. Just have a bunch of them.
I've sent you pictures of Richard Simmons, okay?
Well, that's a dick, but
Okay,
I mean,
I could send you pictures of Dick Nixon, okay?
I've gotten, every time I say something about dick pics, I get cocks, I get, like roosters, and I get Richard Simmons. I got once. I think that was probably you.
That was me.
And I got I've gotten Dick Nixon. I also get guitar picks with the word dick on them.
To be fair, the Dick Nixon pics usually come from Kay.
Yeah, I don't know. I get a lot of that satire stuff, which I think is funny. Like, so yeah, send me your dick pics.
Oh, I joke about it, end up with half a dozen of them in my inbox.
Yeah, and most of them are
Yeah,
like,
well-
"Oh my god, that's horrendous."
See, here's the thing.
Why
though,
do I have
that-
this thing on the end of my dick? It's like you got a genital ward, dude. Like, go to the local
Right.
fucking place.
The thing about gingers is like your fetish category. So like, for me, like I'm just like the plain girl next door, blonde, big tits, run of the mill, very safe looking. Nobody gives a shit. But gingers, people go nuts for gingers.
they're
Like
following
if they like redheads,
Other
they
reasons.
like redheads.
Ugh.
They're,
they
they're
just-
already following her for other reasons. And they're like, "Oh my god, she said something about penis, so I should show her mine."
Right?
I'm telling you, it's fetish.
Okay.
It's fetish territory.
Okay, Faye, you're never going into a donair shop or a kebab shop without me. No, I'm serious. Lebanese dudes are like, oh my god, redhead, I must impregnate you now.
It's totally a fetish thing. Yeah.
Oh,
How fortuitous for you.
And it is worse with Middle Eastern or North African men.
Yeah.
Not kidding.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm totally safe because people are like, oh, that's girl next door, you know, regular.
Blondes are boring.
Yes. And like everybody's like, oh, you can find like 600 bottle blondes on the internet, and like, you know, they all look the same. Redheads are different. Redheads are fetish
Most
territory.
people, it's my eyes.
No,
People want
sweetheart.
to.
Every single motherfucker that I have chased off your fucking Twitter feed has been crying about your fucking makeup. Okay? Specifically, my dick sucking lips.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, I don't have dick sucking lips. I've been told I have a dick sucking throat.
Okay. I have
And
nothing to add
kill
to
it.
that.
Kill it.
I did get DMs from some guy who he was a vor. You know what that is?
No.
Sadly.
I'm going to pretend I don't. Kill it now.
Okay, so a vor
No,
is
kill it
someone
now.
who eats or who has a fetish of being eaten or
it
eating
now.
others.
Kill it now.
I don't understand.
Holy
that.
fuck,
Yeah.
kill it now.
And
Kill it now.
I got a DM from a guy
Kill
who
it now.
was very into eating.
Kill it now.
He wanted me to eat him, and he's a spandex short guy.
Kill it now. Fucking kill it. God damn it. Fuck you.
Well, I gotta close out.
It was you, wasn't it?
No, it was not. Kill
You
it.
sent me the nasty vor DMs.
No, I have one Twitter account. Bitch, stop. If I'm gonna get in trouble, I'm gonna make sure that it's something that they can't possibly fucking murder me for, okay? Hey,
All
she's
right,
got a
so
she's got a 7'3"
No.
fucking brother.
Allie,
Yeah.
what's going on?
I don't know. I don't know why vors are a problem.
No
Apparently it's very
chompy
triggering.
penis. Stop.
No,
am I allowed to end the stream, Marky? Because you're the one keeping it going.
No teeth. Bad.
Oh, Metal Man, the power went out of his place, so he says good night.
Okay, night, man.
No teeth.
Okay, so thank you all for watching. Have a nice time doing whatever, and check these people's channels out. And I have nothing clever to end on, so goodbye.